What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So we're taking a break from the development videos for a little bit here. We're going through FiveM. I know a lot of you guys are watching this channel because you're creating FiveM servers. So for this episode, we're going to be doing reviewing FiveM servers. So this will be helpful to you guys who are trying to start your own server. You can kind of see the goods, the bads, and the uglies when it comes to FiveM servers. You can see the do's and don'ts and see how we rate the FiveM servers that we go on. So this is going to be a series that we're doing. So it's me and Badger here. What's up, Badger?
You guys probably know me from my scripts, so
Yep. Link in the description to Badger for all his scripts. He makes awesome scripts. But for right now, we're not be doing any developing. We're just going to be doing some reviews on FiveM servers. So we're really just going to be our cold, honest reviews when it comes to these servers. We go on everything from having to join, the RP, from a development standpoint, on how well the server is developed, all that good stuff. So first thing we noticed, what Badger found out when he tried to connect, is you have to join their Discord server. So right off the rip, it's going to be a minus point for me. I understand why servers do that, but I prefer not to have to join a Discord server when I want to join a server. It's an extra step that I don't want to have to go through. So
and you can't check
minus
out the
point.
server. You have to join the Discord, then to get in the server. So it's like I'm already joining your community, but I don't know if I want to be part of it yet. You know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah,
another step.
exactly. So that's an immediate minus points for me right off the rip. But, you know, it could redeem itself when we actually get on and play. So the Discord, I'm not going to show you guys the Discord, but I'll just tell you I mean, a lot of channels, but it's not too confusing, it's not too crazy. So, I mean, it was pretty simple. Just join. All you gotta do is just click on the link right here. So I'll leave that at that. It's kind of up to you guys whether you'd like to join Discord servers right off the rip or not. So I'm gonna be hitting connect for the first time here on San Andreas DOJ RP. Personally, I don't really like the DOJ RP kind of aspect. You're really just milking the actual DOJ RP. So I don't really agree with that. You're really just milking and just kind of beating a dead cow at that point when it comes to using this name. I feel like every server nowadays uses this name. Come up with something unique, something different than DOJ RP. Because a lot of these servers actually aren't DOJ RP. DOJ stands for Department of Justice Roleplay. And a lot of these servers don't focus on that, where DOJ actually does. So I feel like it's a little bit of a miscommunication and misunderstanding. I feel like they're just trying to use this name because they know it has following behind it. But it has 673 resources, which,
That's a ridiculous count.
yeah, I mean, that is insane. I don't expect the server to be well optimized. I expect to lag a lot.
What is
And
this vehicle called?
if I go into, it's in the super category. It's a Banshee 900R, which is actually a beautiful vehicle,
All right, get him.
but you know they killed it by putting this Ferrari instead.
I just want to show everybody the UI thing.
Yeah, the UI is terrible. Oh yeah, I know
No,
what you're
but if
talking
I
about.
go over,
Yeah, it puts a giant thing on your screen.
what is that?
Yeah, I don't really like that. It's extremely ugly.
It's not even centered.
Yeah, it's literally to the right of the car. It's not centered. It's extremely ugly. They have the stoplights script in that's not even working for some reason. AOP is Blaine County. Priority cooldown is 3 minutes. We got peacetime enabled right now. We have a nearest postal script. I don't really like this. I don't really like this map. The
Wait,
lights.
you know this is one of my scripts, right?
Yeah.
And in my script, it's configured to be in the center already without having to change it.
Yeah, I don't know why they changed it.
Why did they change it? They couldn't even do it right. If you
But
can't
it's-
even do it right,
But the
why
fact
change
as
it?
well is the fact that they went out of their way to put in a light script which eats frames. It's very bad for the server, and it's not even working. The lights aren't even on. I feel like that's kind of I feel like this server needs to really go back and evaluate their resources when it comes to it, honestly. Like they need to go back and evaluate what they're doing with their resources and kind of look back, because I've gone through this person my server where every week we would sit down and we would go through every resource in the server and say, is this used? Do we need it? And what's the toll that it takes on the server performance wise? And that's how my server ran perfectly fine. People RP'd on it, no problem. And we had 150 resources. People were happy. We had custom cars just fine. 150 resources. Everybody got 60 frames. No issues. No huge lag spikes, anything like that. So I don't really agree with the whole 637 resources. Badger, I know that you've ran a few FiveM communities as well, and I know that your servers are much more optimized than this.
Yeah, this is terrible.
The optimization was definitely, you know, not first. And when it comes to me, and a good dev would go optimization first, and then work with optimization, optimize strips to work for you, instead of kind of just throw them in. I would honestly overall say just poor development, honestly.
Okay, now I understand what you people are probably thinking when you think it's coming from us, right? We're the developers, right? We've been in the game for quite a while, and you know, we probably know a lot more than, you know, basic people. But trust us when we say this. This server is actually very poorly developed.
So it took me to write shots fired. So now we have two Camaros in a Chevy Silverado. The Camaro hit a car. They both jumped out. Guns immediately drawn on.
He's hitting my car. He's hitting my car. He's hitting my car.
So notice how guns are immediately drawn.
Put your hands up. Whoa,
okay,
whoa.
What?
Yo, he's one of the people who bashed his car.
What is this RP?
Officer, can I talk to one of you over here, please?
This dude just
No,
walked
I'm sorry, there's a guy hostage.
No, I'm trying to give it to you. He's one of them who's bashing the demon.
Now see, our RP was just ruined. Our RP was just completely ruined.
I was trying to give it to
Let
the
him go,
police
just
station,
let him
but-
go.
So it's just another kid metagaming, ruining our RP. Oh, overall, these are also these are basic.
Weapon down. Weapon down.
I can't even hear anything. I'm gonna have to turn down my voice chat settings.
Get down.
Good God.
Face away from us. Stop walking. Stop walking.
Now our
towards
RP
us.
is just
Do not get in the car.
taken. They're not pointing
do not
guns
get
at
in the
me
car. You'll be
anymore. They're
tased
not
if
even
you try to get
interested
into
in
the
me
car.
anymore.
Yeah.
Like, what was the point?
And
So
It's your
look at
car,
these
you'll be
liveries,
tased.
And I mean, these liveries are very poor.
touch the ground with your knees.
They don't
Move
conform
one
with the body
step,
lines
you're
of the
gonna be tased.
vehicle, and
Do
the
not
font
test
on the
us.
"Serve with Valor" and "In God We Trust" isn't even capitalized. It looks like shit. I'm being honest. Like, I'm be honest. Like, I'm not here to bash on the server, but it looks like shit. The RP quality leaves lots to be
Worked on, I guess.
Here, you know what? I'm just gonna punch you again, just to try and.
Now I'm wondering if I could just drive away.
Well, I'm gonna punch you to try and draw the RP at us again.
Stop.
Motherfucker! Come on, yeah. You wanna fucking hit my car? You wanna hit my car, bitch?
Taser.
So I was just tased for punching you.
Stop, you're gonna be tased again. Stop now, you're gonna be tased again.
Motherfucker,
Stop now, you're gonna be tased again.
Come here, motherfucker.
You're gonna be tased again. Stop now.
So
I'm telling you, stop now.
So, oh, okay, bitch. Come on, let's go. Come on.
Bean bag. Dude. Fucking tase him.
So now.
Taser.
Oh, I got
Stay the
tased.
fuck down.
So
I got tased as
So
well.
now we have
Don't
cops.
move a muscle.
Now we have cops cussing at us and tasing us multiple times, which is unrealistic. You cannot tase a suspect multiple times.
No,
You
don't move.
risk
Someone get him in
fucking,
cuffs.
you risk
Stop
cardiac
running, you're gonna
arrest
get
when you
tased.
tase suspects multiple times. You're not supposed to do that. So now I'm being left
That's
alone
what I'm
here in
running over.
handcuffs to run away, do whatever I want, and yeah, it's just poor RP
Stop now.
all
I think I'm
around.
dead.
Stop.
I'm having
You're gonna be tased again. Stop now.
Hey,
a juice world. I can't
You
get
already
up.
got tased
And-
twice. Still don't know
Put
how
your
you're
hands
supposed
I'm
up.
gonna get away.
Face
Stop
the
walking.
opposite way.
and now we have a kid saying he's gonna
Stop
have
walking.
a juice world.
Stop walking. You're
I'm
gonna
trying
be
to get
tased.
away from those retards. Calm the fuck down. They're gonna fucking shoot me. Oh, you just shot someone.
Yeah, the RP's not fantastic. That's definitely a fact.
So now I'm gonna probably be arrested
I
without
can
being
transfer
Mirandized
one.
if I had to assume.
That's
Sir, what did I do wrong?
Am I gonna be
I'm gonna
fucking
search you.
transported on motherfucking? There's no way they transport us together. That's no.
Hey, I'm
Let's see.
searching you, Matt.
You okay if I get some gas real quick? Because if we don't, we're gonna
See if
be
you,
going back and forth.
The cop just asked me if it's okay if he gets gas
What did
while
you
he's
say, sir?
transporting me.
Oh my god.
So, can you talk for me real quick? I need to know your name.
Por qué?
Okay.
So he's literally just getting my name off the V menu resource. Like, he's not even asking my actual name. He's literally just getting my name off the V menu resource. Haven't been told why I'm being arrested.
Yeah, I noticed that as well. He said your name's Badger. I never said that. I said my name was Jack when he asked what my name was.
¿Por qué tu nombre es?
Like, that's out of RP if you're gonna call me Badger.
So I've now been arrested. Have not been told why. Yeah. Overall,
I'm still cuffed.
shitty RP.
I'm still cuffed.
I at least was uncuffed. Alright guys, so we've finished up our scenes, have been released from jail so far. You can make what you want of that scene that we had. Me and Badger really gave it our greatest attempt to have a well-planned scene, and as you guys can see, it was ruined basically. I mean, you guys could take it how you want. I feel like we gave it a fair chance at having a good scene, and it just kind of failed. So overall, San Andreas DOJ RP, we got 500 plus. So I'm gonna read out the title real quick. So we got dash new dash dash San Andreas DOJ RP line friendly fast in all caps growing community line failure to put a space after punctuation, then have the Discord, then line staff PD EMS FFA, so just tag spamming at that point. 500 plus custom vehicles, once again fails to put a space before punctuation. Then custom planes fails to put a space before punctuation again. Mafia / Civ orgs, no punctuation before or no space before or after the punctuation. Overall, very shitty. You know, just overall, I mean, it looks like a 6-year-old wrote this. If I'm being honest, this just punctuation is just not on par. I feel like this server is very quickly made. Like I said, I think that this is, this the starter pack that you always see, the FiveM public server, Discord, roll hounds, things like that. So we
it's a very basic server.
Yeah, so we have Badger Discord API, Badger door lock, Badger priorities, Badger bank robbery, Badger voting system. And I know that the Badger priorities was yours, and they actually took your name out of it, so they couldn't even leave credit to the original creator.
But they didn't even do it correctly, because they literally left the color code, that? The carrot, right?
Yeah, they literally left the carrot there for the color code, which I don't agree with taking away from the original creator. I feel like you should leave that in there. So, I mean, overall, the scripts were very poor, so that's a minus points for me overall.
Should we get to the scoreboard?
Let's go to the scoreboard here. Yeah.
So this is a relatively new system. So basically what we do is we have 5 categories, right? This is subject to change in, the preceding videos, the following videos after this, right? But for right now, we have only 5 categories, and this is what we're going to rate the servers. We're going to rate them out of 5, add them up, and then that's their score, right? So we have the first category, which is the scripts. Basically, how good are the scripts? What's their script selection like? How well are they optimized? Whatever, stuff like that. Then we have the next category, which is the textures. Basically, how's the textures on the server when we play it? Do we lose a lot of textures? Is it, really not a great playing experience because you can barely see anything?
Yeah,
the next category
going to fall FPS in the texture category is
just
overall.
Basically, that's what factors in there. Yeah. And then the next category we have is RP experience, which basically we just went over, so I think you can suspect we'll probably both give that low scores. Then we also have the UI, which is next up for one of the categories. And the UI is basically just like what's on the screen. Like when I drive a car, what pops up on the screen? How is it spaced out? How does it look all together, The color scheme of it, does it work well together, And then the last category and the final one is the map selection. So basically, the maps that they have on the server, the Y maps and stuff that all play into, the role play, how does it factor? Like, what do we give it? Is their map selection good, or they could use a lot of work? You know what I mean? So, Jordan, I'll let you go first. You could start off with going through the categories, then I'll go next, and you can give your comments, about each category.
Yeah. So starting off with scripts, I think that, in the scripts I'm also going to include the resource count for me personally. I think that the scripts, unoptimized, not very custom, taking away from the original creators, lots of resources that are not needed. I did not see the need for as many resources as there was. The scripts, just like I said, there did not seem much customization in the server. I'd say overall very poor development on the server.
I'd agree.
That's coming from my standpoint. Me and Badger have both been developing for FiveM for quite a bit now, and we kind of understand, how things should be planned out and really like what could help make or break a script. We both ran successful RP communities in the past, and so what I've found. So what I've my conclusion with this is scripts. I'd honestly have to give about 2 out of 5 stars for the scripts. What do you think, Badger?
In all honesty, I think that giving them a 2 is actually a nice gesture.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to give them a 1 out of 5 for the scripts. My reason being mainly for most of the points you said, I do agree with as well. The scripts, you know, they have, what was it, 600 resources, or what is it? It's a ridiculous amount, right?
672 to be exact.
Okay, yeah, 672. Oh, it's even higher than 600. I can't even say it's 600.
Moving into the second category, textures and just kind of overall performance on the server, I would definitely have to say that the overall performance of this server was not very well. Quite unoptimized texture loss in a lot of places, but there was significant, texture loss and frame droppage, which I found to be a big issue with a server like this, and it's quite easily solvable too by just removing some of these custom resources such as the Y maps and the vehicles that are always just draining on the computer
or not having over 600 resources.
Just the performance on the server, I'd have to honestly, from a new player standpoint, you want your PC to you want the server to run good. You know that makes or breaks the server for you.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with a solid, once again, 2 out of 5 stars for that.
Okay, so I'm actually taking a different approach here. I'm actually, maybe people will think I'm generous now for this one, but I'd actually give them a 3 out of 5 here, because honestly, the thing is, I experienced texture loss at places. I didn't really notice a frame loss, but then again, I do have a better PC like Jordan had alluded to earlier. So you have to take this one with a grain of salt, because the experience for you is going to be different. It's going to be different with any computer, so we can only judge based off of what we've experienced. We can't, judge it. We try to judge it off, how it would work on someone else's PC a little bit, like to factor in, but we mainly factor it in based off what we experience.
Let's get to RP experience real quick here. But RP experience overall is questionable. I mean, I think that we tried to avoid larger servers. We tried to go, because obviously you guys, if you've ever played FiveM, you get on a server with 64 plus people. The RP is not very high quality on a public server with over 64 people. But when we got on this server, there's only about 32 players on, and it was still very poor RP. Like that, there was no RP when it came to arresting people. It seemed like the cops just wanted to arrest you, get back out there, start shooting people. They did not actually want a good RP scene. They wanted a shootout, really, and that's what me and Badger were trying to avoid, to really show, you really test their RP abilities, and it was not there. The RP quality was very, very poor, and overall, I'd have to honestly give it, the lowest score I gave, I'd have to give it a 1 out of 5 stars, and even then I feel like it's a stretch, because the RP was extremely poor, and it was terrible, if I'm being honest. The RP was terrible. We tried to go for a simple domestic scene, and it didn't happen.
I'm going to give them a 0 out of 5. So Jordan was generous and didn't know, that you could go down to a 0, because, we just started this scorecard thing, so you can go to a 0. So, if you want to change, that answer right now to 0, I'll allow that.
Well, I'll keep it at 1 out of 5, give him something. We at least got some.
All right, generous. He's generous, okay? But I have to agree with everything he said. I mean, we started a scene. It took about, I think, 5 calls, 911 calls in chat to actually get the cops to roll up. And actually, I don't even think they rolled up then. They had to wait until we said someone was hit with a bat. They didn't come when we said we were starting a bar fight or anything. They didn't even care. But then when we started the scene, someone was kidnapped, and then he was there. The metagaming was definitely apparent. There's no doubt about that. I mean, first of all, the 911 calls are literally public, so anyone sees it, they just come to the scene, and they think, oh, I can join. There's going to be cops here, you know what I mean? And, I mean, in all fairness, the kid was, let's say, 12 or 14, right? But, he's still, he's still RPing, right? So, if he's coming to RP, someone should just, tell him off, right? I feel like a staff member or something, maybe that's too much to ask for, personally, I think, but I feel like you could definitely, do something about that. That shouldn't be an RP scene. The fact that it literally just ruined our scene and that was our RP experience, I don't want to come back here. I don't want to come back and RP. Not even to mention the other terrible things about the server, honestly, because, you know what, that probably wasn't the only reason why I'm not coming back.
Yeah, I think that, the RP literally just being stolen was a huge factor for me, and that's an easy thing for staff to say, hey, there's an RP scene going on, can you please leave? Because me and Badger both didn't want to break character, because then we would also be, contributing to the detriment of the RP. So we're not there to break character, we're there to RP. It's the staff's job to control everything out of character, and personally, I felt like there was little control over the server, honestly. So I would like to see a little bit more in-depth RP when it comes to just as a whole. But you guys could see from the video how well that went. You guys could rate it yourself in the comments. So the next category we're moving on to is UI.
UI, yep.
And the UI for me, I mean, we've talked about it when we first joined the server. The UI is terrible. They have a Discord watermark, even though Discord is literally required to join the server, which it does not say anywhere. But once again, me and Badger just happen to know that you had to be in the Discord. So I don't like that idea. It's just very, like I said, it's very simple. It's like every other public server, large UI, overlapping, gaudy, unneeded. So
Definitely.
Once again, I'm gonna go with 1 out of 5 stars for the chat resource, just considering the fact that it just wasn't, it wasn't very well made. Not chat, but UI as a whole just wasn't very well made. Yeah. It was not very good. I mean, 1 out of 5 for me. It was quite ugly. The whole watermark in the top right was not needed. I think that that's just redundant, and it's to kind of find a way to leech off of streamers and YouTubers and things like that. So 1 out of 5 for me. What do you think, Badger?
So again, I think you're generous in giving them a 1 out of 5. I would actually give them a 0 out of 5 here. The reason being is just because it's so easy to get a UI set up. A UI can be set up by almost anybody. And like when I was driving the car and I go over the 80 miles per hour, right? They changed. That's my script. That's mine. Like I know that script. I coded that, right? And they changed it. They changed like the size of the text, right? But they didn't like change like it to be centered or anything. It literally shows up at like the right side of the screen. By default in my resource, that is centered and it's bigger text. So maybe they wanted, less bigger text, but they didn't center it. They didn't make it look pretty. It literally looks like, as Jordan said earlier, when we were on the server, he was like, this looks like a 14-year-old created the server. Yeah. Honestly, he has some point to that, because it really does seem like a 14-year-old put this server together, and I don't know how they got 30-plus people playing it. Congrats to that, I guess, but maybe it's, all 12-year-olds, and I don't mean to, say anything about, age, but it kind of is a factor considering the RP was quite terrible.
And they have a Discord of over 1,000 members, and good on them, right? Great on them. Congratulations. But I think that there's a lot of changes that you guys could make to make such a
needs a lot of help.
server.
Needs a lot of help. Needs a lot of help.
Needs a real developer is what I think it needs. But that's enough for UI. Now I'm gonna move on to map selection. So map selection is gonna include the Y maps, and just the overall map itself, like the pause menu map. So pause menu map is a very low quality resource. When you zoom in, it gets extremely blurry. But it's used in a lot of servers. I feel like there's much better maps out there with postals on them that look a lot better than this. And the Y maps, I feel like they had in a completely different PD Y map, which is unneeded. Y maps lag the server a lot. If you don't have a good PC, you're gonna lag people a lot. So for maps, I'm gonna have to go with 0 out of 5 stars. So the fact that unoptimized, overused, and just overall just terrible. Just kind of seems like they went through GTA 5 mods. Every map they liked, they threw in, and there was no, should we add this? Should we not add this? I feel like it was just all thrown in, no matter what. So what do you think, Badger?
Okay, so I'm actually going to give them a 1 out of 5 here, okay? And the reason they're getting that point, let's not get it mistaken or twisted, right? They're getting the 1 out of 5 because I actually like the jail. I actually really like that they have a jail interior, and considering that there's cells within the jail interior too, they could actually benefit a lot from actually putting my jail script in. Short little plug, right? But they could benefit a lot from putting my jail script in here and then having, each cell have a different, player in there. So you could have like 5 players in jail. They each have their own cell within that interior, which is awesome because, that seems really cool, and it's like a real jail because they each get their cell, but they don't have the script. They have a basic one that just teleports you there into one cell, one location. So if you jail like 2 people at the same time, they're going to be teleported to the same place, and then you could just walk around the jail, run into workshops which have knives,
guns,
they have blades and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, and you could probably even maybe escape jail because actually you could run pretty much anywhere. So if you could spawn a car or like a plane maybe, which we didn't test, maybe we should test that in future reviews, but you may have been able to even escape it, to be honest. We didn't test that. The total comes out to 5 out of 25.
So overall, me and Badger basically, agree for the most part with how well the server did. Very, very poorly overall. Lots of changes to be made. And I mean, hopefully, if you guys play on this server, or if you're staff on the server and you're watching this video, let me know in the comments below. And if you guys if you're a developer, staff member, the owner, even if you're watching the server, please just feel free to reach out to me on Discord. We could talk about, what you could do to make it better, and we'll come back on after if you want to make those improvements and you want us to come back on and relook over the server. Let us know. We'll come back on. But
yeah, we don't want to get this mistaken. We're not making these videos to bash any servers.
Yeah, we're not here to bash the server. We want to help you guys out. So if you would like to, please reach out to us, and we'll help you guys out. Our Discords are linked down below, as well as our GitHubs and things like that. So please reach out to us. Let us know with any concerns that you have. If you would like to, maybe even come on one of these episodes, or like like a next episode on this server. Let us know, and we'll love to have you come on, kind of talk about the server, things like that. But that's it for this episode, guys. Hopefully, if you guys thought anything different, let me know in the comments below. I check them all the time. But if you did enjoy, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace.